their mother. How old was she?
34.
34.
She was 34 when she passed?
34 when she went missing.
Okay, so I want you to tell me, I want one of y'all to tell me exactly, like, what was your mother like? Just what can you remember?
She was a firecracker. She was a firecracker.
Hold on, y'all. I'm gonna let that plane pay by. I'm gonna let the plane pass by so y'all can actually hear what she's saying. So the first question that I asked, I want to get to know Linda Wright through you guys. We want to go from the highs and then right. Okay. So again, I'm gonna ask you again, what was Linda Wright like?
Very loving.
Very loving.
Very loving.
Okay.
Like she didn't play any games. She was very loving, very. You had to know her to know.
Okay. Okay. So sound like for me, I'm thinking of Linda Wright at 34. I'm 34 now. So I can just imagine Linda was, because I seen her picture. I said, oh, Linda didn't play. I said she had the mug on. She was up the par. She looked cute. And I could just say, she didn't play.
That's right.
What I got from her.
That's it.
So how many kids did Linda have?
Just me and my sister.
So it's just two of y'all.
That's it.
Wow. Okay then. So what made you guys say that y'all wanted to bring awareness to her being missing? Like, what made y'all say, it's been long enough, we hadn't had the answers we need? What made y'all say, I think it's time?
Since everything unfolded, this is just our second interview out of the whole time since 2002 when her remains were found. This is only the second time, and this is by way of us, not because no agents came to us, no police. If they had new leads on the case, nobody ever shared anything with us. We have not had contact with the GBI, with the exception of whenever we reach out to them. And we don't feel like that was right. I mean, it's bad enough she was found in the woods, thrown away like trash.
Right.
And she had minor children when she left. So, like, why nobody ever said anything? Why nobody ever reached out to us to maybe even compare notes to see if there was something that we may have known different, or to let us know anything they have may found out different, and just get together, let us know they were doing something.
It's kind of like they threw the situation away, like they kind of like swept it under the rug.
Pretty much.
Okay.
That's how we feel.
And with her being found in the city limits, you can tell nothing was done. And this is a small town. So had they really looked, everything that was done to our remembrance, we did it as a family.
Wow.
Yeah, we did it as a family. And it was on the news, our local news. But that was because whenever they found the remains, they leaked the story to everybody before we even knew. So when we got the call from the news anchor, he was like 40 miles away coming to interview us. Wow. Everything was going on right then.
Wow.
But they called and left a message stating
on the voicemail saying that they had leads concerning the Wright Howard case, and they wanted to speak on it. They didn't want to tell us anything prior because Christmas was coming up, holidays was coming up. Right. They found out beforehand, but they didn't want to talk about it until after the holidays. They knew they knew one of us had a birthday coming up. You know all this, all that, but nobody until boom. Like right there at us.
And what county was this located in?
Tattnall County.
Tattnall County, y'all. Tattnall County. So it's not people, if it's not important, if it's not popular, if it's not gonna run their views up, they don't want to talk about certain stuff. And I can't, and that's what I want to use this platform today. And I want to be able to bring awareness, and not more so be a gossip page, but I want to bring stuff like this to the forefront so that we can all bring some awareness and some comfort and some closure and figure out what really happened. So on the day of that, when y'all found out that she was missing, can y'all remember what it was like?
I can.
Okay. Both of y'all can talk. If you can say what you were doing, and then you can say what you were doing.
Well, we were home, and Mama said to me that she was going to go to the store.
How old were you?
12.
You were 12 and you were?
16, 17. Because we're 6 years
So
apart.
she was like 12 and she was like 16 when their mother went missing. I need everybody to get in your 12-year-old bodies and your 16-year-old bodies right now so that we can have some compassion for two pretty much teens who mother.
Whenever she said to me that she was going to go to the store, my sister lived right anywhere we lived. She stayed not far.
Okay.
So it was like a couple of houses over from where me and my mother lived, where our mother lived, and me.
Okay.
I'm 12, but she was, so she told me she was going to go to the store, but she said she was going to meet a friend.
Okay.
From work, getting off from work.
Okay.
Well, I told her I want to go with her. I cried and went to cutting up, you know how we do. And she said, no, you're going to your sister's. You're going to stay to your sister's house until I get back. I said, well, Mom, I want to go with you. I kept on saying that. She was adamant about me staying with my sister. So we went to my sister's, and my sister said, what's wrong with you? I said, I want to go with Mama, but she said, I said you staying here. She was just kind of really like she was irritated and agitated that day about something.
Wow, yeah.
And so my sister, so she know that I normally sneak and try to go with her, and she'll say, "Come on." Well, I did that day, but that didn't work. For some odd reason, that didn't work that day.
Thank you, Jesus.
She went to go, and I'm looking at her after she left out the house, interacting with us. I went to go, and I followed her through the path where my sister lived. It was this path. It's a path that take you to this other house. I seen her go inside this man's house. I seen her. I stood there at the little road, and she said, you better go back, or I'm
So she saw you.
She saw me. Because I was used to doing that.
Wow.
I was used to doing that, and she said, come on. Well, this time she meant what she said. So
she would usually say, come on.
Yes.
But in this particular time, she told her to stay back.
She meant it. Yeah.
And you knew.
It
was the way she said that you knew.
That she meant business this time. Okay. So I stood there and still watched her. And she walked over and she went into this man's house. And she came out, and I didn't see her no more. So
she did come out?
Yeah, she did.
So was your mom dating anybody in particular at the time?
I'm going to say no. Okay. Because she never presented to me that she was dating anyone.
Okay.
Did she have persons that was living in our home? Yes.
Okay.
But she didn't forefront to me that she was dating her. I never got that out of that.
You never got that. What about you?
As she stated, she left to go. She had on a light blue sundress. She had hair rollers in her hair. She had on glasses. She had her left hand in her left pocket and flip-flops. And I ran to the sidewalk too, just like she went through the path. I looked, and I saw her blue dress blowing in the wind. And I asked, could I walk with her? She said, no, she'll be back. She never came back.
Wow. So basically, their mama left. She went over a guy's house, and she did state that she saw mom come out. But after that, they said they didn't see her anymore. So who filed the missing person report?
My grandma tried to.
Okay.
They said that because she was of age and an adult, you cannot file a missing person report on a person before 24 hours. But it was kind of odd that you got a 12-year-old home, and you don't just come back.
Right. So
my granny said, I'm gonna go to the police department. So she talked to them, and they said that she couldn't do, but So Grandma said, Sherry, you're going to come over to the shop. I said, no, I'm staying home. I'm waiting on my mama to come back. I wouldn't leave. I said, I'm waiting on my mama to come back home because when she come knocking, who's going to open the door?
Amen. Okay, I got it.
Now that...
You were very smart, too.
Oh, not your average 12-year-old.
Yeah.
What I'm talking to you about today is just like it had everything. I could tell you the interview that, well, when the
news.
Well, the investigative person then, at that time that was coming, because the first person that we dealt with, we don't even remember, but it wasn't this guy that took over the case. Yes. The guy that took over the case now, this wasn't him. But I remember them coming and questioning me. And my grandma told them, keep in mind, she's only 12 years old. Make sure you know what you're asking for. This is not gonna. And this them questioning me after, the police had to be called for me to get out of there because I wasn't leaving. And Grandma said, there's no way you're 12 years old, they can live here alone. But person was there. She came there. This person that was living there with us.
So she was still staying there.
She was still there, and I don't know where your mom, but she said she was going to meet you from work. She was going to the store and going to meet this person from the store, from work. I meant to say, my bad, from work, but she said she didn't see her.
So let me. I'm gonna open the floor for you guys to ask questions, but right now, let us interview. Let us get this story out first, and then I'll let y'all ask questions next. So, do you think that person did something to your mother?
I do. I really do. I strongly do. I always felt that, was it a long type? No, I think it was help involved. Knowing my mama, you had to get her at a lowest for one. You never would have got her with her knowing.
Mm-hmm.
Trust me. She wrote yours with something. She didn't play the radio. So you wouldn't. It had to be a person to know her weak side to get her. Mm-hmm. And from the way it took place, from what we know, what we were told, somebody had help to do what they done. It was not just a one-man job. To take and bury her in a shallow grave. About as deep as a casket to go, they say. Over the years, rain surfaced her up to the top.
And that's how they found the soul.
And thank God for technology now today, because they determined from remains that she was killed due to strangulation. Yeah, somebody strangled her with an object and buried her in a shallow grave. So can you imagine thinking over the years, was she always dead? Was she still?
Was she just missing? Yes. Did she just go away? This is very, very emotional, guys.
And she was coming back every day for 12 years.
Yes.
For 12 years, they thought every day that their mom was coming back. They didn't know that she was murdered until when?
From 2001, 2002. From 1991 to 2002.
So y'all found out in 2002 that she had actually been murdered.
2 weeks prior to that, I used to always pray and ask God to show me a sign of something happening to my mama. Please show me. I never could, and I dream about her here and there, but I never did get the sign that I was looking for from God. And I would get in the closet. When I get my kids off to school, because I didn't want them to see the weak side of me. I always wanted to show strength to them, but I was weak as mud, because I was going through dating, So every day that they go off to school, I get in this closet, in my hall closet. I will pray like, they say the old days, Terry service days, where you pray till you're foaming out the mouth, I would do that. And I would always have a breakthrough. So I say, it must be a time for it. So it was 2 weeks prior to us finding out about the remains. I got a knock at the door. And when I got a knock at my door, I opened the door and it was my mama. And I said, Mama, where you been? I said, you left me? I said, why you left us? I said, where you been? She never would say nothing. Just plain as day right in front of me. She never would say nothing. Finally, when she got ready to leave off, she said, I never left.
Wow.
I never went nowhere. I was right here.
Wow.
And that
oh
right
my
there.
God. Woo!
So where I lived at the time, I could stand on my back porch and I could see the road over from going to the road, leading over to the road where my mama remains was found. So it was that close all those years, but we didn't have a clue. You know?
Right there all the time.
Yes.
And,
and that's what she said 2 weeks prior. I never left. So
I definitely have chills, guys. I definitely have chills. You guys are doing so awesome.
Oh yeah.
Do we need a break? Y'all good? Gonna keep
really
rolling? Good. Yes.
Yeah.
This is natural. This is natural. This is love.
Yes.
I see the hurt.
Yeah.
I definitely think this was good. This is a great idea.
Most definitely.
Because it's gonna get out. It's gonna get out, and they need to be held accountable for what they went so long, and it was no affection there. You know, something. You know what I'm saying?
And I think a lot of the situation was with me that they just felt like I was just like young. Just took and just felt like but it was like things that I thought. Can you imagine being 12 years old and wondering, did you do it over there? Or Mama over there? Or is y'all holding them? Just don't know. Every day to wake up and wonder, is Mama?
Yes, justice for Linda Wright. Everybody type justice for Linda Wright in the comment section. I'm honored, y'all, because like I said, this is deep, and these girls went missing. Their moms went missing while they were young and never came back. Remains were found in 2002. And they had, with technology now, they found out that she was strangled. So was her body whole, or was she?
It was nothing but remains, and it was whole. But when we got to the funeral home in the back, it was like the skull was over here, but in the bag,
it was in a brown paper bag. The
skull.
They
had it in
a brown paper bag.
But in the black
remains
bag,
December. But we got them back February.
So this person strangled mom, but they had already been digging her grave. Sounds like.
Yeah, that's what I feel. Yeah, exactly. I feel like somebody was going and digging, and just or going and had to apply to that and had it in their mind and had it set exactly what was going to go on, how they were going to do it, how it was going to take place. I felt like I really do strongly feel that way.
I still didn't believe that was it, because I felt like, okay, missing person, they just want to say, oh, we found some remains, we just want to close this case or whatever. So she had scoliosis, and at the base of her spine was a curvature. So whenever our granny took the spine out, you could see the curvature at the bottom.
I still was in disbelief about it.
And that's what I was like, okay. But it's still like you never get closure.
No.
People say closure. It is not closure. How can you have closure from something like that? That's not you may have answers, but you're not going to have closure.
Oh,
yes.
It ain't closed.
Yes. I wonder was someone close to her jealous of her? Possibly. Any questions? We're going to open the floor and just let everything. What do y'all think the motive was behind it? Tell me.
I think jealousy. I think jealousy of her other friends. This person was jealous of the friendship she had with other friends. Because I would watch the face. Yeah. I can look at facial gestures and things like that of this person and see that it was some type of.
She was jealous. So basically, may I say okay, so she was, so Miss Linda had a woman staying with her, And it wasn't said that we're together. Miss Linda, she lived her life. She was dating. She was dating. Sound like she was dating. Sound like
free agent.
She was a free agent. She was a free agent. She wasn't married to anybody.
Well, she was married to my dad.
Okay, she was married to her dad.
But they was legally separated. They divorced. Got a divorce later.
Okay.
After years.
So they were okay. So, but she was just. It happened in Tatnall County. What year did this happen? What year did she go missing?
1991.
She went missing 1991. So person of interest would be the person that was actually staying with Miss Linda, because she stated that whenever Linda would go off, there were facial expressions. She felt some type of way. Which state? Georgia. This happened in Georgia, in Tatnall County. And so you know how it is when a lot of times you tell people we just friends. Let me tell you something. A lot of people can't handle we're just friends. They feel like because we engage a little, we do a little here, we do a little, you stay with me or we spend time.
Right.
No, she's not still alive. The remains was found in 2002. The case, it sounds familiar to me. I live near there. Where is the woman who lived with her now?
Deceased.
She dead.
We just found out last night. Well, yeah, I Googled it.
So
I had a dream about this lady, and I woke up this morning and Googled it and seen that she was deceased. Well, the investigative person that was working the case or whatever contacted my sister.
No, I contacted.
She contacted him.
Okay, she contacted him
some weeks ago, and she told me that. And I said, I always wonder how I will feel if I get that news. And I told her it's just not touching me yet. Mm-hmm. It ain't. I don't believe it, because let me tell you, I always was a plunder child. I always had that plundering.
Yeah.
So whenever she came to live with us, I plundered in a bag. Mm-hmm. I remember getting a spanking behind it, but I always did. And I didn't care anything about a spanking because I was always skeptical about this woman being here.
Period.
So, so I plundered in her bag, the duffel bag, and I found all kind of IDs. Same face, different cities. Philadelphia, Florida, different states.
Sound like she was a scam.
So it was just something about, and I ate that beating and I plundered some more. I just kept plundering, and but I say this to say she was truthful about something, because when I looked at the obituary, it does say that she's from Philadelphia. So when I say I seen her, I told my sister them long ago, I told the investigators that talked to me then, I say she had an ID that say Philly. So I do remember that, but nowhere in her obituary lists that she was ever even in Georgia or Tampa County or nothing.
What?
Yeah.
Now, she was shady. She probably did it before she kept moving and changing her identity.
That's what I feel.
So the person of interest is dead now. So let me ask you this: How did y'all good? Okay. How did, when your mama went missing, how did the person of interest act?
Not at first. Remember, she stayed there with me. I stayed there with her for a few days, and then that's when my granny came and said, Sherry, you cannot stay here. You gotta come. You can't leave her. I said, my mama is coming home. I ain't going nowhere. I went to school. I would my sister would make sure to see me off to school. My sister would come down there, walk down there to make sure that I was getting ready for school and everything. And she told me to come to her house. I told her, no, I'm not going nowhere. My mama is coming home, and when she come here, I'm gonna be here. And grandma told me, you can't stay here with this lady. We don't know her. We don't know what's going on with her. But to me, she just was like kind of not herself.
She was weird.
She was not herself, plunging in a bag and just like, so after a while, it wasn't even a few days. When I get gone, oh, you're up and you're living with somebody else now, down the road. Yeah.
What?
Another lady named, like my mama name. Yeah. So she lived there, and I don't know how long she was there, but what gets me, and it burns my gears and grinds my gears. A lot of people want and had so much to say 12 years later, whenever they should have said it. Whenever we were, when we were looking for answers, when we was printing out flyers when my grandma would have $1,600 and $1,700 phone bills, calling all around the world, 1-800 big hugs.
We actually went to Carolina. Whenever they would have a Jane Doe, a missing Jane Doe, they would contact our county. We would go. So we went maybe like twice.
Yeah.
To see
morgues.
To morgues.
To see
if that was her and identify her. So just imagine going through that as well. Like, okay, we go in, they pull in the curtain to see if this you get amped up, and then after a while that's not her. Then you be like, okay.
Oh, we went to a truck stop one time.
Yeah.
And they told us they had the same name, Linda Wright, same age. Oh, we thought for sure our mom was going to come in that corner. It went in her. You imagine how crushed we was going, but it was like people would call my grandma with all kind of leads, but it was not. It's always to a bus, always to a bus. Oh, we seen her in the truck, and that's how we ended up to the Valdosta truck stop because somebody was telling my grandma, "Oh, we just seen her." Yeah, when they seen the picture, you know. And then with 1-800 Big Hugs, they did get us an interview with Montel Williams or whatever, but it was like after the fact that his show going down.
Oprah had another show too. Oprah had something going on, and we were in the process of getting
flown out.
That, but
it never happened.
And now I will say, Unsolved Mysteries. Them guys was great. They ran it. I would say they ran it. When you go off Unsolved Mysteries, go off to Missing Persons. It was up there on Unsolved Mysteries a few times. We were very grateful for that. But like, I wouldn't leave. So finally, once they got me to leave from that house, you know, well, later on, after 12 years, it was told that she went to work. She pretty much quit. But it was told 12 years later she was nervous at work, real fidgety, not herself at all. This lady always had a big smile with a dimple. They said she wasn't smiling, real shaky. Well, thanks a lot. 12 years later, we don't, you know.
Right.
And she was like 6'3" or 6'4".
Who?
The lady. And she was like 6'3" or 6'4", and she was probably like 300 pounds. She was like big burly. And our mom was like 115, 120 soaking wet. So, yeah.
But a firecracker, don't let that.
Oh, yeah, she carried a gun.
When she raked the yard, she had it on.
Yeah, she carried a gun.
It had to be somebody to catch her at her weak moment. Didn't know, because they know she did not play.
But go back to what you said, well, how she left the house. She had on her gown, her roller.
You know, a sundress. She used to wear these sundresses, you know, like a tank.
Yeah.
But it's the sundresses.
Yeah,
and
but
they
you
had pockets on it.
Yeah.
And you was like, so it sounded like, do you think mom left it behind?
I really don't believe she had it on.
That's what I said.
I don't believe she had it on.
Because the way you said she left.
It would have been this would have been a different way right now.
Yeah.
She had it, because she didn't mind busting.
Yeah.
She shot her own sister one time. They got into it. They was at a car game. But that's just her. And then they'll be right back the weekend. That was just her. Everybody knew, okay, just like they know Meek. Okay, Meek gonna do hair. She gonna call you bald head. Okay, you go to mama house. We already know you gonna have food fun. And you might get shot at. But we right back. Same time next week. Same time. So
wow.
It was like, yeah, that's just her. Even the cops knew.
Yeah.
It wasn't like that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So it sounds like something happened and it was some foul play.
Yes.
It sounds like foul play.
Absolutely.
Of course it was foul play.
And they just fumbled it. I feel like it was just fumbled over, like just.
They even told us, you remember, actually told us, and it's crazy that you have on purple. Say they saw her getting on the trailway bus with purple pants on. Our mom ain't even own a pair of purple pants.
Wow.
But they were just trying to say anything to keep from doing their job. And that's what we
saying something to tell us. And you know, I remember them coming, and when they was talking to me and my granny at the time, I guess they wanted to talk to me and my sister separate because I lived in the home with her. So I remember my grandma saying, I told you she's 12, keep in mind. So the man say, well, Ms. Howard, I'm gonna ask you some questions. I say, yes, sir. And the man say, so the lady that was staying here, do you think they were having relations? My grandma said, this is over.
Mm-hmm. So really, yeah.
This is over. And I said, no, yeah. I said, they were friends. I said, yeah, they were best friends. Yeah. Grandma say, it's over.
Grandma did not want to.
She knew. See, once I got older, I went to learning what relations mean, what they really was asking me. But as a 12-year-old, I don't know what that means. I'm thinking, yeah, that's a friend.
And that was 12 years old back then.
Yes.
These new 12-year-olds here, they got houses, cars, and land and all
It's
that
different.
stuff.
It's
Back
different.
then, you were still walking around making mud pies at 12.
Yes.
So she didn't know nothing about no relations.
It sounds like mom kept it to a minimum. Discreet, it was very discreet. Like she just wasn't laying out.
I went to bed with my mama every night. Mm-hmm. Not one time I ever seen her in the bed with my mama. I slept with my mama every night. So now I couldn't say what went on. She worked on Wednesdays, day off. I'm in school. I don't know. She never presented to me to be with this person.
Was this lady manly?
Yes.
Yeah.
Very
she
much
had a
so.
box.
Yeah, like a fade.
Yeah.
Look, if you wouldn't know she was a woman, you know personally, you wouldn't have never believed it.
Do you know where they met?
Yep, I was with her. Yep. At the store. The same store she said she was going to walk to. We come out. This said lady told my mom that she was on this camp. On one of those working camps that where the people work you and they make you spend all their money, like the migrant camp. She said she was on one of those camps and she needed somewhere to go because the people was beating out her money, abusing her, all kind of stuff. Pretty much ran the GM mama to say that she needed somewhere to stay.
And mama was gonna do that because she don't mind helping.
And it was just like strange to me though. I'm like,
she really watching her.
Yeah. I mean, you don't know. This lady and this little girl comes up to the store. Oh yeah, I see. It kind of didn't make sense to me, and it really didn't dawn on me that mama would let this lady a stranger, and that just didn't sit well with me. So I went acting out bad, like And then imagine what your friends thinking. Oh, your mama worked. Oh, that's a woman stage. And I didn't like that. You know, because
back then it was dead. It was
that's not.
Back then
it wasn't common then.
Yeah, it wasn't common being, can I say
That's right. That's right.
It wasn't open. Like we're more open now than ever. If you want to be with a woman, if you want to be with a man, if you want to be with both, it's more common now. So back then, I can only imagine why grandma did not want. Yes. And to me, I feel like grandma also just said, you know what? When that came about, she didn't want to face that.
Right.
She didn't want to talk about her daughter being open like that because that wasn't popular.
And she was a woman of God. My grandma was strictly. Let me tell you something. Ever since I knew my grandma, from me being born, she was nothing but mother of the church, missionary.
She never went out without a hat
skirts,
or
dresses,
stocking.
no earrings.
She had
Pentecostal, told you.
She was
holiness.
Yeah.
Straight holiness.
And so for her, she made. I say grandma made peace.
That's it.
She made peace with the situation. Can't trust nobody. That's right. You sure can't. You sure can't. And I thank everybody so much for even coming in. We're going to take the next 15 minutes to take questions. Could they determine how long her body was buried?
Mm-hmm. Well, they said over a course of the 12 years, right? Because rain over the years surfaced it up. And a land surveyor actually was surveying some land where they was finna build some new homes and stuff out there, and he found the skull. They said that man ran like as far as going. He ran screaming and hollering, hey, and get help, and they called 911 and they come out there and,
And they said that the animals didn't disturb the remains because her jewelry was still on.
What?
Yes.
Wow.
And they still have her jewelry. I won't give it to us.
Well, they saying now. But I mean to bring the clipping from, because I still got a newspaper like it just was printed last week. I meant to bring that to show so you can read what was said in the clipping of the newspaper from that year opposed to what he's telling us now.
What was he?
So at the funeral home, I'm still not convinced. I'm still not convinced that this is her. I don't care. That look like bones from an animal. That look like a deer mouth. I just didn't believe. Anything. I was all Debbie down about it. No, this ain't it. Excuse me, they asked us to come to the jailhouse. So me and my sister went to the jailhouse. They said they found some particles. Some particles found where her remains was. Okay, cool. So we goes to the jailhouse. I never forget it. Went in there. It was a plastic bag. And I seen My mom was a jury person. Yeah. Back up. My mom was a jury person. Everybody knew rings on every finger.
I can see her. Like, she give me, like...
She was a... Yes.
I can see her. Like, I see her. She was jazzy, y'all.
So it was this one bracelet. She take all her stuff off at night and put it in cleaner. It's one bracelet she never would take off. It's like a spearhead, Indian spearhead thing that you can measure. So she never took that bracelet off. So I asked her one. I said, Mama, why you don't ever put that bracelet on your top, baby? If your grandma buy you something, you better hold on to it. Talking about my daddy, mama. Her mother-in-law bought her that. And she say, you better hold on to it, close to, and so we joked about. She never took that off. When we got to the jail, I seen that bag. The man didn't have to take this stuff out the bag. All I seen through that bag was that bracelet. And that's when it hit me. I ran. I lost it. That's what right there, what hit me to make me say, sure, this really it. This really it. This really it. So don't you know, I asked and called a couple of times about that bracelet. I said, I want to get it varnished and wear it. I want to keep it on. Can I get that bracelet? Yeah, well, we got to keep it for investigative reasons. We can't release it.
They ain't investigating it, no.
We can't release it. So don't you know now, she talked to him the other week. He said, what bracelet? There was nothing. There was nothing. Sir? Yeah. So you're telling me I'm going to get that newspaper clip because it's in there that particles and items was found where the remains was. So now you're telling me nothing was found. He's saying to her, nothing was found where my mama remains was. So what's really going on?
Sound like they lying. Yeah, they let the woman go. They let the woman go that stayed in the house. Did they even investigate her?
They say they asked her a couple of questions.
They asked her a couple of questions.
She should have been a person of interest to me.
They didn't even make the person that I'm gonna say lover, because they didn't even investigate the lover. They asked her a couple of questions.
Now that's the first person of interest, your spouse or whatever.
Yeah, nowadays.
Oh, and we found out 12 years later, another key thing. She went to file a missing person report on my mama the same night. We didn't know that.
How she knew she was missing?
Yeah. You said you didn't know. You didn't see her. So why are you going to go and file a missing person report on her?
Oh, well, that's it then.
Yeah, there you go. It don't take a...
But they only found out 12 years later.
Yes. Everybody want to have so much to say now.
They fumbled the ball, and I think they kind of just fumbled the ball. They just kind of let it.
And there's no ifs, ands, buts about it. I told my granny, I used to tell all the time, we used to sit up and talk, because she used to tell me, Cheryl, honey, I understand this being y'all mother. And I understand how you feel and what's making you act up and why are you acting out. She said, but let me tell you something. That's my child. I have her. Can you only imagine how I feel? So she really would always tell me that and let me know you're not in this alone. It's this.
You're not the only one. Like, she your mama, but she my baby.
That's right.
Oh my God. I could only imagine how y'all, I can just only imagine how y'all feel. So
it was rough now. It was rough now. I'm telling you.
You some though. You was on.
Oh yeah. Wasn't dealing, never ever was dealing with a fool. And I told my grandma, I said, why you let these people tell y'all? And as I got older, and I told her, and I said, you remember the people ask me when I say my grandma say, Sharon, you remember that? I say, Grandma.
How could I not?
Woo!
I'll never ever forget anything.
What year did the lady leave their page?
2021.
Wow! But let me tell you something about let me tell y'all something about people who do wrong. Now listen to this. This gonna sound crazy, right? People that kill, steal, and do all the wrong things, they live longer. You know why? Because they have to suffer.
I noticed in the obituaries it said, so my mama remains was found in 2002. It said she became disabled in 2005. It said, the lady. So she probably has a few hardships along the way,
Yeah.
But to go to show you how much the police or the people that helped us so much, I went and found out and got this lady's social security number. And I looked it up. Me and my sister, I told my sister, I said, hey, because we always talk. We realized as we got older, it's us.
Yeah.
Is this it?
We ain't got
Don't worry about nobody else.
I had done told her stop
Don't worry
talking
about
to them
nobody else.
I had done told her stop talking to them people. They can't help us.
They ain't gonna help
And
you.
I told them
They can, but they ain't.
I told her stop calling them. They telling you a bunch of crock of bull. Listen here.
Yeah.
We don't watch enough First 48s and all kind of investigative shows to where we can figure this thing out on our own. Because them helping us. So I told her, I said, I got the social security number. I said, we went to digging and pulled up. She was last in Brunswick. This is what that social security number put up. She was working at a place. It was last there, bro. Oh, what we do? So we found out last in Brunswick from the investigator. Oh, who told you? Yeah, I told my son, I said, that's it. See, we try to be nice and involved. And they're going to tell us, oh, yeah, she's no longer there anymore. That was where she was last. Yeah, you just think you're going to tell us something?
Yeah.
I had to give you the social security number. You should have been giving me the social security number.
Yeah.
You should have been telling me, okay, I see right now. No more talking to them. And I told her, I said, and if anybody need to get rid of GBI anyway and talk to FBI, I feel like we just need to go a little bit, elevate a little higher.
Yeah.
So then I told her I just don't trust any of it. I don't want to talk to nobody. That's why I never did even talk on the news.
The closure is just what, they understood that their mama remains was found in 2002. But for the most part, it was just to say, what happened to Linda Wright? They didn't even get to the bottom of it. They didn't even get to the bottom of it. They didn't even get to see this lady that was, why would she file a missing person report on somebody and you didn't even know she was missing because they weren't together? So she could have been staying with a friend that night. I'm just saying.
Right. Sure.
It just goes to show that the lover, where's her lover white?
No, black. She was a black lady.
She was a black lady.
Very much
6'4", 200 and something, 300 and something.
Like 300 pounds.
300 pounds.
Because she was tall. Her height made her.
And it's real. You have to keep God in it all the way.
Yes.
Because you went crazy.
Yes.
Because first and foremost, we even had to get a casket with a lock on it because to keep people from looking in it to see just what's in there.
And so many people had so many things to say.
So can you say some of the stuff that they said? What were they saying? What were the rumors?
Was telling us that like my mama's best friend had something to do with it.
A white man.
This white guy had something to do with it. Because my mama used to always be mean to him or something. Just all kind of stuff.
She used to go clean up his house and it was just
saying all kind of stuff. So my sister was like, sure, you know what? We're going to hit this private. We don't want no. I say, Sean, I had to beg her. I say, Sean, look because I say, it's people that mama did have as friends that genuinely loved her. That, she said, I said it's closed to the public. I don't want nobody coming. Because by this time, we over it with all the talking and stuff. Then people went in line and said that we was trying to take our money. Me and my sister took our own income tax money and paid. Because, she couldn't have insurance. They don't insure missing people. My mom always had an insurance policy up in the corner like everybody with the car bills on it, pay the insurance. But we couldn't use it. It was a bus. They don't cover missing persons.
But her service was paid for in total by us before the remainder.
Yes. And it's just about as much as a regular funeral. And it was just the remains. We only rented the casket because of course we just put her in the remains in a vault in that bag in the vault. But we used the casket for viewing purposes.
But we don't forget the city gave us a whole $125 to go to. They helped us with the $125.
The city of Tatnall County gave them $125 towards the funeral. So a lot of this is vital. Because you never know if it may be you, somebody So it's just, a slap in the face. That was sad. That was very sad. So they paid for some flowers, basically.
Sure, ain't even the casket spray now.
Them
about $350. So,
this is very much needed. Like
this is our first time. The first time talking about this. This is our first interview during the whole thing, with the exception of the news.
Yeah,
I didn't want to talk on the
First
news.
time.
Okay.
I didn't want to
First
talk to
and
nobody.
only time. This is like they say exclusive. This is the first time. We have
And I
never
got the tape.
spoken.
It's a VHS, of course, where they recorded it and they gave it to us. Where her and my granny was talking on the news. I had it somewhere. It's on a VHS though. And somebody was telling me at work that you could take and have those converted over.
Mm-hmm.
Let me know.
Yeah.
Like, man.
Yeah.
Right.
My son was in a wilderness camp in Baxley, and they knew that his grandmother was missing. But whenever the story broke, he was in class. They didn't even give us time to get there. So he was in class and it came across the news. Well, they said the missing lady in Tatler County has been found. He's sitting in class, spazzed out because, okay, that's my grandma.
Right.
And we got there too late. They were apologetic, but I mean, that's just how people take stuff and run with it in consideration.
Just for views, just for a story. They wanted to cover. They wanted to get paid. That's my thing with people. And if it ain't gonna benefit them, they don't want to do it. Yeah, I'm emotional. Yeah, if it don't benefit, and for me, it was just the love, and it's like where I want my platform to go.
Right.
Like I said, to bring awareness, to be compassionate, to be very compassionate. You know what I'm saying? Right. Because this is a compassionate situation. This is an unfortunate situation where, something like this happened. Not only did she go missing, but to find out years later, it's like y'all haven't really had a chance to heal.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. This is the beginning.
Yes.
This is the beginning.
This is the beginning. And I do believe that this story will reach many. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, for me, I would just want to know what actually happened.
Right.
Why? She wasn't no bad person like that. To nobody just kill somebody and throw them in the woods.
Yeah. Like strangle her.
They strangled her. They strangled her
with an object. So we taking maybe a cord or something.
Or even, I mean, like.
And then it always weighed on me and my sister. We always taught. How you know she wasn't breathing? Still, was she all the way dead when I put her?
And you think about
buried alive,
the storms that's done been, the heat that's done been, the whatever, the different weathers over the years. Was she just laying there screaming for help or hoping somebody? That kind of stuff that drive you crazy. That kind of stuff that drives you real crazy.
Yes.
So that's one of the reasons we
yes.
had to wait.
I do have a picture of her, and I will upload it. I will show y'all. Hey guys, I will show y'all the picture. Let's see. Hold on, y'all. Here, you guys. This is Miss Linda Wright. And she look just like her. Not you right there in the camera looking just like her. Wow.
That's how I do.
Yes. She had her hair curled and she had her lips did up, y'all.
And that's actually my arm. My sister is sitting on her lap.
Yeah. Wow. This is Miss Linda Wright. Yeah, they say you look just like her. Yes, you do. Ooh. My God. Yeah. I'm so glad. Yes. Somebody said you can tell she didn't play. Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they said you done look just like her. Yes. You did excellent. Y'all did excellent. This is only the beginning. This is only the beginning. This is only the beginning. Don't cry. Don't cry. God, I thank you for this opportunity. God, I thank you for this live. God, I thank you for everything that you are going to do. God, I'm asking for healing. Lord, I'm asking for strength. Lord, I just thank you for everything that you have done on this day and days ahead and the days that we didn't know. We couldn't thank you. We didn't thank you, Lord. We just want to say thank you. We want to give this story to you, God, and we want you to put it in the hands of who it needs to be put in. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Lord. This was beautiful. Yes, yes. You will never, you'll never get over it. You'll never get over it. You'll never get over that, something like that. Yes, you'll never get over something like that. And I'm just so glad that I had the opportunity to talk about this live with them for, 4,000 people to see already. So thank you, God. This is only the beginning. So how old were they when this happened? They were 16 and 12. So it's two sisters. For the people who are just joining, be careful who you date, and there are wolves in sheep's clothing. That is true.
Absolutely.
I love that. That's true. That's true. And it was 1991 when this happened. Imagine your mom maybe going to the store or going to see a friend and thinking that she's going to return. And for 12 years, they waited for her to come back because it was just said that she was missing. They found the remains in 2002. And so they had like maybe one story ran. So imagine, I can remember what I was doing at 12 years old. So just imagine at 12, being this, like, I need to know what happened to my mama. My mama is missing. She's coming back. She did not want to leave the house. That was a lot for her. 12 years of your mama. Yes. Praying for peace and understanding. Yes. It's just like the death that just happened fresh.
Yes.
Yes. It feels like, it takes you back. Like, I feel it, and I can imagine how y'all feel, and right. I'm just like,
right.
Oh my God. But y'all did so good, and I'm so proud of y'all, and I thank y'all for just allowing this story for me to air it, because I am going to do what I can do to push it as far as I can. Right. And it'll always be up on my sites, as long as my platforms are up, and people will know about Linda Wright Howard, the diva. I want y'all to mention one fun time. Just, we got enough of the bad. Give me a couple memories of like y'all doing something fun, or where she just really tripped y'all out.
My good thing was her cooking. Our favorite meal was cabbage, rice, cornbread, and meatloaf.
She got all the good cooking skills for her. I can do a little something, but she.
Let me tell you something. The first initial interview.
Yeah.
I really wanted her to cook. She was like,
She a beast.
She a beast, girl. Don't tell me that now, girl.
I'm talking
about, girl, don't tell me that now.
This where everybody go. This where,
holidays, I cook everything.
That's
my God.
She don't never want help. She like to do it. She don't want nobody in the kitchen. She
get out
is
the way.
The monster. Just like my mama was.
Wow, she looked like her. I'm talking about, you got that. You know what I'm saying?
Even my nieces. Like, I got two nieces. Her kids look the cheekbones, the structure of my mom, they look just like her. See, I'm all my daddy.
Yeah,
one of them even.
But you the firecracker like your mama.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, that's the boss.
I'm the little big sister.
I'm gonna save this live. Mama still living through you.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
And I believe it.
Oh yeah.
You the voice.
Always been that way.
She more, you know what I'm saying?
She's
and
more
she kind of like, you got the version, but it's there though, and y'all got to keep her alive.
That's it.
Because you can't look for people to do that for y'all.
Right.
They're not.
Right.
As long as it ain't them,
right.
it ain't all,
Well, my good thing was,
okay,
we would always have to be made to clean up a clean house, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
She was real. She was real to the T. You hear me? So we in there cleaning up, and we used to have to clean up oh God. So we had to fold up clothes one day. We in there folding up clothes here. She had a friend guy that told us, let me tell you what we do at our house. He told us the secret. So we ball up all the clothes and mess around. We couldn't do nothing or go out the door or do nothing until all those clothes was filled. So we mashed all the clothes under there and put them all under there and fold up a few on top. What we did.
God!
Come in there and what we think we done got one up on them. Ooh, Mama say, y'all finished them clothes that fast? Yes, ma'am. She seen them little. She went to looking through there a little bit. I see. Oh God, she went going crazy.
Yeah.
Shawty, you got me in trouble. I was always the one getting us the firecrackers, you know.
Yeah.
But I say, well, your friend the one told me. Yes.
But she made sure we was good.
Oh yeah.
I spoke with a lady earlier today in the store, and I told her what we were coming to do. She was like, one thing about it, she said that was a good woman. She made sure she had y'all girls pretty. I can't say that. She said she kept y'all two together. And I remember when she used to work at a factory, she'll go to work and we'll still be home, and she'll like, okay, my chickadees. She used to call us her two chickadees.
They mom used to call them chickadees. And I've heard that before. I've heard that maybe 20 years ago. My chickadee, I've heard that. So that's crazy that was y'all nickname. Somebody said, do y'all mind if they sent y'all story to Black True Crime Podcast to help bring awareness?
Please.
That's
what we're here for.
That's what we're here for. Please, if anybody y'all share this live.
Leave our information as well so they can contact us.
Yes. So please share the live. Please tell anybody. And if anybody wants to come here and bring awareness to, their problems or their situations, I'm here for that. So I'm gonna repeat what happened one more time. I'm just gonna give her a rough draft because they have drove a long way to get here, and I've really enjoyed them. Was the man she cleaned for every day question as well?
Yep.
Yes.
It was actually 3 suspects.
So it was 3 suspects. So okay, let's go. So talk about the other 2 suspects.
The first one was the white man. The older white man, he was about 1,000 years old.
I think probably.
He was real old. And she used to clean up for him. Okay, the other lady the second one was the lady. And then the third guy was a family member through marriage. And it was said that he wanted to get with her, but she declined his offer. And he didn't like that.
So, and they think that was.
I'm not convinced on none of those, but
you're not convinced.
I just feel like it
sounded like
I'm gonna give you another key thing. She worked across the road from where my mama remains was found. Let's just say.
So who's to say she ain't been going out there digging?
Let me tell you something.
Somebody had to been digging.
And I live in the household with her, so I know how long it take you to get home, but you would come home sometime 9 at night from where you were. You leaving way early in the morning, love. So what are you doing that time of the night?
Digging the hole.
And why that? There you go. There you go. There you go.
Yeah, I think she did it because I don't think
all roads lead to her.
Because Mama didn't really want to be with her.
Yeah.
You was the night before. I'm gonna take it back. The night before, Mama went missing. Forgot to tell you. She was in the room. It's the first time but I fell asleep on the sofa. I woke up and I was looking around like I was supposed to be in the bed. I went to go to the room. Door was locked. I knocked on the door. I'm talking to your mom. I said, I ain't talking to you. So they was in the room, but I could hear a disagreement, or you know how you hear mumbling through the wall.
And it was a wooden house.
I could hear a mumble through the wall, like a argument. So I said, I'm going to get my sister. I went to go get my sister. She come back there. When she came back there to the house, I said, what's Mama to the stove? So it was like I was crazy. I said, and Mama was like, looking around like, what, Shanta about? So Shanta was like, I say this, telling her what was going on. Well, the day mama went missing, let's fast forward back to that. Whenever we got ready to go to her house and I said she was all aggravated and irritated, she had bruises on her arm.
Oh, the lady.
My mama.
So they was fighting. So
guess what? She told my sister, which my sister didn't ask you what happened to your arm. You know, she said, well, you know, Mama, what happened to your arm? I said bee stung me. Who said that? Because nobody asked you that. So, but she had
bee stung.
Yeah. Not bees don't put bruises on you.
No, they gonna dot you though. They gonna dot you, but they ain't gonna bruise you up there.
Right. So that kind of let me. I say, yeah. It all just added up, and that's why I say I have my reasons. And I used to tell my granny, y'all wasn't in the household, I was in there, and I'm telling you, I have my reasoning for feeling the way I do. You know.
Does she have a daughter named Queen?
No,
she didn't have any children.
No, the lady.
I just said that she see her mom didn't want to be public. Yeah, she didn't want to be in a public relationship with that lady. Mm-hmm. And I think that's what it was. Your mama, I think she was just living her life. She was having fun. Right. She did what she wanted
because
to
it was other ladies that my mama have, you know, back in time.
Oh, she dated.
And they would come to the house to play cards and stuff. She would be furious.
Oh.
She would look. And it could be people that's coming to play cards because my mom and them play cards, you know, get together, play cards, drink, and live, you know, out in the yard like now. And I can look at her face. That lady looked like she was ready to take all of us out. Nobody around. So that's why I say that's where I feel like the jealousy would play a major part. Because she would look, and I told her yesterday that, she looked like she was mad, real mad, mean mad, whenever anybody would come over there. So that, me being 12, not understanding, but looking back as I'm older, yeah. You know?
I definitely believe she did it, but
I do too.
The suspect is now deceased. She died in 2021. And just like I stated, people like that, they live long. They live for a long time. They do. People like that live for a long time because they be suffering. And notice bad people, it's like don't nothing happen to them. Y'all think that, y'all be thinking that people, I'm telling you, conviction is realer than actually going to jail. Do y'all know how she died? Did it say how?
It didn't say.
It's crazy because with her passing in 2021, she know us, she know our family. We ain't heard no more from her. She didn't check up on us, no none of that. So I mean, like, you right there in Jacksonville, maybe like an hour away. We ain't seen no more of her.
So after mom went missing, after the remains were found, did y'all hear from her?
No.
We haven't heard from me.
No more.
So did she try to contact y'all after mom went missing?
See, I went to Fort Lauderdale because, you know, when something happened to the custodial parent, the non-custodial parent get the child. Mm-hmm. So I had to go with my dad in Fort Lauderdale. Briefly, I went there. So I was there, and my mama had a boyfriend. She used to go with this guy from Evans County. Well, they ended up breaking up. Well, me and my sister saw him packing because, you know, we found out that he was, you know, being a little abusive on us. So we ended up catching him, and we did some things, and he left and hit the road after we done what we done, and never to be seen again. Well, I was in Florida with my dad, and this person called my name. I said, nah, don't many people know me. You know, my daddy family, and I know my daddy brought me up into the store. Who is calling my name? It was the guy that my mom used to go with. And people was trying to put that in our head that he had something he done. That man didn't even have a clue. Whenever I talked to him, and I told my dad, I went out there and told my dad, I said, Daddy, my mama boyfriend. What? You know, my daddy was still going crazy about my mama because, you know, in his book, that was still his wife.
Yeah.
So he was like, show him to me. I say, he was over there. He was gone. And so he was like, what he doing out here? He was like, yeah, I needed to have a talk with him. But we could not. We scoped and scourged and looked, and we never seen him again. But I told Daddy, I say, that ain't your guy. Mm-hmm. I say, that ain't your guy. I kept telling my daddy, I say, no. I say, no.
And that's why it's always good to have a connection with God so you can feel these things. Your discerning spirit is going to let you know.
Exactly.
Talk to me,
okay, that ain't it. Yeah. That ain't it. Oh, yeah, that's it. And not so much of the physical realm, but in the spiritual, you will see, okay, your soul ain't gonna be peaceful. You're not gonna rest on the inside because you know something ain't right. That's why it's good to have a relationship, not to just know God. You have to have a relationship, and you have to be quiet long enough so you can hear him talking to you whenever he's trying to say something.
Don't just get up when you go to pray and get on your knee. Don't get up so fast. Allow God to actually have to speak back.
Yeah. And don't just start praying. You have to meditate on him. You got to clear your mind. You can't just get down there and start praying. You got to clear your mind and put your mind on the Lord.
Yes.
So you can start praying that earnest prayer and get everything else out the way with the exception
no distractions.
Of the Lord.
Right.
That's right.
No distraction. That's why for me, people say, well, how do you get closer to God? You know, for me, it's like ministry music. I let that music minister to my spirit. That's why it take you there. And that's why it's a problem. Like, you have to be careful what you listen to. You can't get on your knees after you just got through listening to Boosie. Did mom have any other friends around that may have answers of information of what happened?
Nobody ain't help us with that.
Nobody told us.
The man that house she walked in told them that she never came in there. And so there go me looking like another fool.
Like a lie.
Just a 12-year-old just talking something. But I looked at her go in there. Maybe because he was who he was. He was a well-known sell alcohol from there. Maybe he thought, the police gonna question me, you know.
Right, Leah. He tried to, he just tried to clear his name.
That's it. Basically, I'm telling you.
And see, you thinking in the spiritual realm, because if you mad, you can accuse anybody.
Right.
That's why, like, when I get into it with somebody and I feel like they did something wrong to me, I say, you know what? I'm mad at this person, but I need to get the truth, tell the truth, because this ain't the person. Because sometimes when you could be got the fight with one person, but it could have been the other person. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
You just have to.
I tell you what, it took me getting a relationship with God in general to help
see
heal
it that
me,
way.
to help heal me and forgive the people that man, how she went into. The guy that worked with her side by side, that wanted to talk to her, I had started despising these folks and thinking some things, bad thoughts in my head. For sure. Y'all let me live without my mom all these years, and you're sitting up and didn't say this, and as I got older, it just went to get worse. But I had got that good relationship that was instilled in me, but I got to know him for my own self.
Yeah, and that's what teach her. Like, you can't hold grudges.
You can't hate. You can't hold grudges. She always was my cheerleader.
You have to. You can't. You cannot. Like, if I'm telling you, if I was not to just take, but if I was to hate the person that molested me, if I was to hate the person that raped me, or the abusive parent, I would not be where I am right now.
Exactly.
I would not be where I am right now. You know, because forgiveness is the reason why God unlocks the door.
That's right.
I can't,
because he forgave us.
I can't give you this next level life if you're still holding on. Do you know we have to forgive people who hurt us, who use us? You think I want to forgive somebody who raped me and got me pregnant? Boy, oh Lord, I literally just forgave him a few years ago. I forgave him. I said, I still hate this man, but if I was to die today or tomorrow, you know I wasn't going to hell. I'm going straight to hell because I'm still holding on.
And you don't allow no other human being to send you to hell. If you going to hell, you go to hell on your own regard.
Not for that. Because
else.
That's on them.
Yeah.
What they did to you is on them.
And you gonna bust hell wide open being mad at him, and they still gonna be up here causing hell. We can
And God telling you to let it go. God just telling you to let it go.
And it's hard to forgive somebody that just kill your mom and throw out like trash. But you have to. It's not for them. It's for you.
It's for you.
It's not for them.
It doesn't make sense. I know this needs to, y'all need to understand that forgiveness is not for the other person. It's for you. You and God. You know?
We were blessed. I was blessed when I found you. And I came here and my spirit jived with yours, connected, for the ones who don't know what jive. When we connected, and I already knew you were the one. I already knew you were the one to do this for us. We were honored, and I've been telling you since then, you know, I'm so happy that you're the one that fell in our life to be able to do this. Do you know you are the only one we have ever. So it's the God in you that I saw to share with my sister to say, we're going to let this woman tell our story.
Because at first I was kind of like, no.
Yes.
Yeah.
I didn't want to talk to nobody.
Yes, I understand.
And
I understand.
And it wasn't personal.
It wasn't personal.
But look how we here now.
Yeah, let me tell you something. I mean, I was so patient with her. She was like, whenever. Because, baby, I love to get pretty. And y'all look beautiful. And let me tell you something. We have to let stuff be natural. Right. We have to let stuff flow because the key goal is to get Linda right. Because it ain't fair to happen. And that wasn't fair. You were 12. When I was 12, I was staying in the house with my grandma. My mom was doing her thing, but I'm just saying I had something. You know what I'm saying? But that 12 years old, to mama go missing, I mean, I don't know.
And nobody have answers. Nobody have answers. Nobody in the community came up to say nothing, to offer us anything. Nobody said nothing.
Especially all the fun that they had.
You know good well somebody knew something.
Especially all the fun that they had. Y'all say y'all mama had fun.
Yes, she did.
You know, she played cards. You know, they drank a little, they hung out. That was your, yeah. Yes, justice for Linda Wright. Yes, thank y'all. Let me pin that comment. Amen. And God is doing a new thing. And even though it's 2023, he doing what he do.
And it just like, I couldn't even hear Happy Mother's Day. I couldn't hear birthday. I would be at work and I have to write a note and tell them, y'all don't say happy birthday to me, or y'all don't say happy Mother's Day because I write down.
She couldn't deal with it and cope with it because
at all.
She didn't go through. She was already an adult and gone on her own. I had to be made to be shifted here and there because I was a minor.
But so I was grown.
Yes.
They know grown in body, not age.
Yeah.
So basically,
but she's 16. You still a baby.
Yeah, but she was living, going on, like living. So,
but we went with Mama to Savannah. I agree.
Yeah, that's right.
Mama to Savannah. She took us to Savannah. Then we finally moved back to Tatnall, and we just continued our little search. And
but whenever we went to Savannah, well, I would say that I had to do things that I thank God for my granny to this day, because if it wasn't for her, I wouldn't have went through the counseling, getting me in counseling, because for 6 months, how many months it was that I wouldn't talk verbally. I wouldn't say nothing.
Wow,
I wouldn't talk. Down. Yeah, I did, and me being that young, I didn't understand and know what was wrong. I would respond with a nod or shrug my shoulders or something like that, but I wouldn't do no talking. I didn't want to talk to no one. I just was like, So
my memory was Dr. Negron. He was my granny worked for him. Our granny worked for him, and he was a psychiatrist. And my short-term memory or long-term memory is blocked off by the traumatic experience. So it's a lot of things that I don't remember. It's there, but I can't pull back from it because it's such a sad time. So with me being able to sit here and talk and hold it up,
she didn't go through the counseling and went through
emotionally. God really, y'all are some powerful women. God really took care of y'all,
right?
Because let me tell you something. When people go through stuff and you don't be on crack and you don't be on the street begging for change and you don't lose your mind, because it could have been you, it could have been me, but God. I tell people, traumatic experience make people lose their mind.
And we didn't try to use that as an excuse to be a fool in the street. We wanted to be people that she would be proud of.
So my sister told me, after I told her, I said, you know what? I said, why she couldn't, like she's saying, talk about it. Go to Mama Grave when we have like balloon releases and stuff. She'd run and go crazy. Just everybody was like, you just so calm. Even at the service that we had, just so calm. Because I was put through things to cope.
Counseling.
Yes. She did. She never had her own way of coping and dealing. And so she told me, she said, you know what? You know what's gonna be my counsel? What's gonna help me have closure? A little bit more closer I'm gonna get to the bottom of what happened to Mom.
Nah.
And I'm not gonna, because now we done lost our granny. And now my grandma had to go on to heaven and be with God without knowing what happened to her child.
What age did grandma die?
Mama died 3 years
88,
ago.
3 years ago. She was 88.
And how many kids did grandma have?
8 with my
7
mama.
living.
7
Wow. How
5
many
boys,
girls?
3 girls.
Mm-hmm.
5 boys, 3 girls.
And she had 2.
I got
Just
2
like my
daughters.
mom. And I have 6. 3 girls.
You
and
got
3
6?
3 girls, 3 boys.
Okay, you was on it.
I
I
tried to
love
be
it.
fast.
But you know that God gave you that because you
Right.
needed that. Your
Right.
kids kept you busy. You needed that. And so thank y'all again for coming. I appreciate y'all. This was beautiful. And y'all did y'all thing. Y'all did good. Y'all look good. And when you look good, you feel good. Thank y'all for tuning in. This will be posted on every social media platform. So y'all, when I drop this on my page, be sure to go to my last video and hashtag Linda Wright Howard.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. They said thank y'all. Bye-bye.